Welcome back, I'm DRN and this is Mechabellum. We're going straight into the action of Game 3 of this week's tournament. So far we're at 2 wins, 0 losses. It's a long game, so we're going to jump straight into the start of round 2. We are elite specialists who started with Stormcallers and Crawlers, and bought a pair of level 2 Arclights. Setting up standard and beating our opponent, who I think is called Hoshiyomi Shiroha. Please forgive my pronunciation, I don't speak Japanese. Who is a giant specialist, who had the exact same opening units as we did, but chose to buy Fangs instead of Arclights. Heavier on the right hand side than the left hand side. Sorry for the slightly awkward intro. Gonna hand you back to live DRN at the scene of the game. Good win? Right, what are we offered? Ooh, that's a lot of marksman. Oh, and a free Sabertooth, level 2! He's got a lot of chaff though. They're positioned quite far back though, so I don't think fire badgers will be able to get onto them. He's a giant specialist. With this much chaff this early on, I could be thinking about War Factory. The asymmetrical setup with it stronger on one side than the other side is a bit more of a giveaway as well. So I'm glad we've got our Stormcallers. But we'll need an answer to his Stormcallers, which means the Sabertooth is very appealing right now. Are we okay with that? 3 marksmen is a lot. He's got too much chaff for marksmen though, and they won't get levels fast enough to kill giants. Whereas the Sabertooth can get some damage in on giants and tank a few hits if needed. Yeah, it's gotta be the Sabertooth. And I think I want this one away from the Stormcallers, because we won't have the anti-missile tech for a while. I don't want to commit to it until he's committed to his Stormcallers by either buying more or putting a tech on them. So we'll have him come in from an angle. It means he's going to be dealing with chaff all day though. Let's give him a buddy, and we'll play a strong side to match his strong side by having 2 Sabertooths on this side. He's teeing himself up for a combat War Factory on this side, which will be very hard to kill, but at least the Sabertooth can hurt it. This flank's a bit open as well right now. If I was him, I'd think about dropping some wasps over here. 100 left over, I think we have to get health up. Make our meaty Sabertooths even tankier. Right, let's see what he's gone for. He's gone with the snipers, lots more chaff, and a mobile beacon. Nice. He's a really good player, you can tell just by the layout of the chaff. The immediate strong side, weak side. Ooh, this is a great distraction. Our Stormcallers are going to do nothing all round. It's an interesting game, this one. We're going to be a small elite army, he's going to be a massive, burgeoning giant army. He's starting off with legions of chaff, then he's going to slam down the big fellas. This is not going to be easy. Right, here we go. Let's watch the difference these distraction crawlers make. I bet our Stormcallers don't shoot anything. Hopefully the rest of our units can use this time to push through and get onto his carries. Because goodness knows our Stormcallers won't be doing anything. Look at the mess. Oh boy, this is going to be a hard game. Look at this crawler still sneaking on through. What a run. Feels like half our army was chasing him. But now those crawlers are dead. We have a horde of late arriving chaff that might actually work in our favour. Yes! We've cleared his chaff and we're still on the move, while his Stormcallers are standing still, waiting to receive a few rockets of our own. Nice. Take the tower, take the round. Route 1 Mechabellum. I think those distraction crawlers were too good for him. You ever been so good at your job that you make everyone else look bad? Well, good for you, because I've never done that. I think we got a bit lucky there, being honest. The timing worked in our favour and he didn't have anything hitting hard enough to kill our Sabertooths. Okay, which of these is best for us? There's a nice big pocket right here crying out for an underground threat, but it's very predictable. If I was him, I'd take underground threat as well and then go replicate on all my crawlers. I think we just use ours defensively. Let's set these guys up to catch his crawlers. Let's get some more, cover this corner. Upgrade these guys in case he has gone replicate. Sack it, let's take replicate ourselves. Let's drop a missile on these guys, they caused us so much grief. It'll change the way he uses the mobile beacon as well, making it less efficient going forward. No, we can't afford to waste money like this. We've gone 2 turns buying only a single unit, that's terrible. Really, you always want to be buying as many units as you can buy, otherwise you'll just get flooded out. It's the problem with playing Elite Specialist. Everything costs so much, it means we're slow to react, and we'll never be playing at a numerical superiority. Right, let's see what he's gone for. Slightly different mobile beacon. Oh, and a cheeky missile. I don't think that'll do much, it'll just hit the Sabertooth. It's kind of the whole point of my positioning. The missile will hit the front of the tank and not hit the Stormcallers behind it. Unless I've made a horrible miscalculation. I don't think so, I think we're okay. Ooh, he's gone with an Overlord, that's big. We don't have enough anti-air to kill it this turn. That's me being silly. We needed anti-air. We didn't have anti-air, we've been punished. That is on me. I got distracted by the replicate crawler play. I even talked about wasps last turn, and then proceeded to completely forget about them. Dope. It happens, we can recover. But now we're behind on the tempo and we're spending next turn answering his Overlord, while he can develop new threats. At least that missile did nothing. Killed 3 crawls and slowed down our tank. That's a trade I'll make every day of the week. So what's our best answer to an overlord like this? I'm thinking Phoenix at this stage in the game. I don't like pivoting into marksman too late in the game because they just struggle to get levels. And you can only buy 2 or 3 in a turn, whereas with Phoenixes you can get 4 of them. Yeah, we're guaranteed to lose this round, and I've kind of wasted our massive crawler turn. Maybe I'll pull him into Vulcan and we can punish with Sabertooths and Stormcallers. Doubt it though, I think he'll just go splashing his Stormcallers. Maybe even fire, which would push us into underground tech, but I found that really weak these days compared to how it used to be. Right, so this turn we've shown our hand with Replicate Crawlers that he's going to have to answer. He's shown his hand with the Overlord that we have to answer. I'm pretty sure we have to go Phoenix, which would also be good versus War Factory later on. Source of EMP that it can interact with. Is there anything better? Melting Point also works, but he's vulnerable to Stormcallers, and he's a bit weaker versus Chaff, which he's got more of than we do. It looks so silly with the Arclight staring upwards. The pilot doesn't know where his joystick trigger is. He's got the sun in his eyes, he can't see. Never ever stare directly into the sun. We have very sensitive cells at the back of our eye. You do not want to damage those before your time. And please listen to her music quietly. Tinnitus is no joke. When we're young, we all think we're invincible. Saw a guy manning a jackhammer the other day without hearing protection on. It was just, it's not good. Look after yourselves, folks. Don't injure yourself in the line of work. It's not worth it. You're not impressing anyone and you're not cool. Future you will despise you. Just ask editing DRN. Preach, brother, preach. Look after future you, okay? Eat well, sleep well, drink enough water. Never forget sunscreen. Oh, I love that song.
If I could offer you only one tip for the future, sunscreen would be it.
Right, so we've got Phoenixes to answer his Overlord. I think we do need some more crawlers, even though I know he's going to have a solid answer to them ready. We'll drop them about here to catch these guys. 50 left over, let's level him up so we can threaten Arclight carry if you want to. But it's pretty terrible into Giants. Oh dear. Everything we've got here is pretty terrible into Giants apart from maybe the Phoenixes. Oh well, it's a solid foundation, we can keep building on it. We don't have to worry about the endgame until we get there. Right, let's see what he's gone for. Ooh, Wraiths. Interesting. So he assumed that I would go either Mustang or Fang. Didn't think I would go Phoenix, but Phoenix is so good versus both Overlords and Wraiths. I cannot complain. Nice. He's made a mistake. 2K MMR players rarely make mistakes. Let's not get too excited, we've still only got 2 Phoenixes versus 3 major threats there now. I guess he was scared of all our crawlers, and hoping against hope that we would make a poor choice ourselves. Well, here we go. Surprised he's not gone smoke or gone shields yet. Maybe he thinks it's too early for abilities in the game, but I mean, smoke wins you 2 rounds. It lingering around till the next turn is so punishing. Wish I'd done it on this side now, but I really thought he'd shield underneath his Overlord, and then use the Overlord to protect the shield. Oof, watch the Wraith pop. Do not underestimate Phoenixes. Come on, we need to kill that Overlord. Oh, he's level 2, that's a problem. He's still got Chaff on the field as well. Come on. No, we're going to get stuck. Ah, he's going to pick off our Phoenixes. Come on, faster, faster, faster. 2 more shots, all we need. No, disaster. We don't have enough anti-air. Wait, I'm sure I've said that before. No. Here I am, celebrating my opponent's mistakes and making worse ones myself. Hey, at least we know he's mortal. But yeah, don't diagnose the splinter in your opponent's formation until you fix the plank missing in yours. And remember, it's always easier to spot mistakes of others. Don't I know it? Ooh, all the expensive cards. I wish we'd been able to save our shields. So he's Giant, Subsidized Mustang, Mass-Produced Wraith. Ah, okay. Thought it did pop a bit quick. Let's grab Top Supply, he's got lots of economic options as well. It's a bit greedy, but we've both got so much health. He's just trying to slowly outvalue us. We need more Phoenixes. Please don't storm me. I don't think you will, but we'll find out in a second. 150 left over. Ooh. We still need a bit more chaff clear, so I think we need Splash on these guys when we can afford it. But it's just tantalizingly out of our reach right now. Do we level them up? I think we have to. Just makes us more vulnerable to anti-missile tech, and pushes them towards War Factory sooner. But we have to take what advantages we can get. Speaking of which, I think it's time we do a punish missile over here. I think if I've judged it right, we should kill the Stormcallers and the front row of chaff. Please level these ones up. They're the ones not in smoke. Go on, you know you want to. Okay, You know what, let's change these Phoenixes to vertical. Less likely to waste their shots at the same target as each other, but it does mean they'll bump into each other in the sky and be very close together. Okay, I'm happy with this. What's he done? Ooh, wasps and range on the Wraiths. Okay. So he is full air commit right now, but he is positioned as if War Factory. So is he hoping I go Mustang? And then he drops War Factories to tank in the front row. Huh. It's just a bit odd. Everything about his formation is screaming War Factory to me. And he's a giant specialist, but he's only bought 1 Overlord. And now he's got 3 sets of units that are all vulnerable to anti-air. And I think if I was trying to protect the Wraith, it'd be better to get shields on the Wasps rather than range on the Wraith. because that's a mass-produced Wraith. It's squishier and less damaging. I tend not to upgrade or tech my mass-produced units if I can avoid it. Ooh, good shot. Right on target. Maybe I could have gone a bit further to the left and picked off the sniper as well, but let's not be greedy. Very happy with that. I guess maybe he's absolutely paranoid about my crawler play, and he's just over-responded to that. But they're just crawlers at the end of the day. I teched them with Replicate on a whim, because I thought he was going to do the Subterranean Blitz play, and summon a swarm in our back line. Oh well, I guess he just really doesn't like crawlers. But yeah, we're losing to air power. That's because of the chaff clear. His is reliable, ours is intermittent. So we've lost 2 rounds on the trot despite having smoke down. That's a bit spooky. Ooh, he didn't take top supply. Weird. He's taken all these economic slight edge cards, and then he's offered a massive economic boon, and he doesn't take it. Well, I'm not complaining, that gives us the late game. Now we can play for scaling. Ooh, hello. My gut instinct here is the Vulcan. I'd love the melting points, but what we're struggling with right now is chaff clear. And the fire badges won't get close enough to the enemy to be effective, but a Vulcan can stand on its own 2 feet, so it gives us an answer to his chaff and more frontline. Yeah, I think we have to go Vulcan here. And then we need an answer to the Wasps, because they're aerial chaff, which I think has to be Mustang here, which isn't great into Stormcallers. Hopefully we've got enough crawlers to work as a distraction. Or maybe they're just an incentive for him to go fire. Oh boy, we can't tie ourselves into knots, we just have to focus on what we can do. Anti-air Mustangs are definitely something we can do. He's got so many aerial units, it'd just be stupid not to. And I know, I always say life before death, range before anti-air, but that's when I'm normally playing them behind a tank line, whereas right now we've just got so many aerial units for them to shoot at, I just want them to be able to blow them up instantly. And we've got a gazillion crawlers for them to hide behind, so range is less valuable just now. Remember, rules are there to be broken, they're more guidelines and go by your gut. Let's level you up, double the stats for half the price, and we are using Replicate. Let's see what he's gone for. Ooh, a big Rhino. An anti-air on the marksman, interesting. Against just phoenixes, I'd normally just go range on my marksman. I think anti-air is better versus bigger targets like overlords and wraiths, but it will force me to get range on our phoenixes at some point as well. A couple more wasps as well. The wraiths with 95 meter range is a bit scary for the Mustangs, but they get the extra 30 meters for anti-air. But yeah, range is looking very tempting on the Mustangs as well. Ooh, I've just noticed he doesn't run fire on his Stormcallers. Wow. That is a bold choice. I think it's either the strongest or the second strongest tech choice for Stormcallers. But he's got his setup with Launch Overload and EMP, which is the anti-War Factory. Which makes me very nervous that he might be a War Factory enjoyer himself, if he's got a unit dedicated to anti-tech for them. Yeah, all signs point to War Factory right now. Surprised he didn't sell this Rhino to buy one. And yeah, Rhino directly into Sabretooth and Phoenix isn't the best. Does chew through the Sabretooth pretty quick though. Ouch, I thought he'd survive more than 2 hits. Come on, Mustangs, yes! My only worry is these Wraiths are living too long, so they're kind of showing good value for Degen Beam, and you can do the Degen Beam plus Photon combo, where he makes his units twice as tanky for the first 20 seconds, and all of our units do half the damage. Boy oh boy is that a combination, but it just pushes us into doing Photon emission ourselves. And I don't think he wants to push us into Overlord if he is thinking Factory. Ooh, right, we need to start winning rounds. We're getting a bit low on health. I'm being a bit complacent assuming that we're going to have the endgame, as an elite specialist with top supply that he doesn't have. Does Missile Device do anything for us? Not really. Well, saying that, it will help us slow down the Rhino. Does mean I'm committing to buying a missile now. If we come in from this angle, we can guarantee hit the Rhino and probably take out the crawlers behind him. I think we're going to have to sell the Vulcan, because if I was him I'd just send the Rhino straight into where the Vulcan is right now. Do we? Do I really want to sell this Vulcan? Yeah, I think we have to. Off to the great scrap heap in the sky, we need those 600 bucks. Turn it into range on our Mustangs, and a few levels on them as well. They will become a proper threat now. Plug this hole. And honestly, I'm happy with Sabretooth to stop a Rhino. I think of Sabretooths as the budget Scorpion. Sabretooths have had so many buffs, and Scorpions have had so many nerfs that they kind of meet in the middle. Range or field maintenance? Field maintenance would let them shrug off a few hits, tank some of the Stormcaller shells and the Wraith shots, but it wouldn't save them from Overlords. Let's take range on them, make them a bit more threatening. Hopefully we'll help them deal with any land giants that show their face. Another cheeky missile? No. I'm getting a bit too happy throwing missiles out, and there's a good chance there'll be an anti-missile war factory showing up, now that we're showing Missile Specialist. We've poked him a few times with them. Where's good for the underground threat? I think this side I'm a bit scared of, because the Rhino, he thinks we've got a Vulcan here, but instead we've got a Sabretooth. Let's make sure the surprise can hit with full force, so he ends up with egg on his face. You big disgrace! Whew, nothing else for us to undo. There's one last free unit to unlock. I don't think we'll be buying snipers, but you never know. Right, let's see what surprises he has for us. Oh, there's the War Factory we've been waiting so eagerly for. The least surprising surprise ever. Glad we slapped a range on our saber-tooths so we can poke him from out of harm's way. But I like his game plan. Go aerial and then plop down the war factory as a tank to stop our Mustangs getting onto the area units. Oh, he's picked off one of our saber-tooths far too early. I need some chaff in front of them. I thought the crawlers would make it in time, but they were too slow. Man, the range on a war factory, even the base range is just vast. I guess it's just such a big unit, and the guns are on the outside corners. We're struggling a bit here, this war factory's going to get through. As soon as it gets within touching distance of our tower, it's all over. He might have caught us with a tempo kill here. Come on, Stormcallers, bring it down. You're level 2, you hit like trucks, come on. Oh, is this GG? I think he might have got us now. I'm not going to type it, Yes, the war factory's dead. And he collapses, his entire army's gone. Oh, from losing to surviving. The narrowest of margins, the finest of razors. Life on the razor's edge. Oh, it feels good. Oh, he's not going to be happy with that. He buys a war faction and the very next turn we're given 3 free scorpions. Oh, that is brutal. We're playing with cheat codes. We've got Bearlike's Blessing. Siege mode acid. Oh, just what we needed. The temptation is to put them all on one side, but he could sell this war factory and buy another on the opposite side, or mobile beacon it across. I'm going to cover the whole board with our acid. Acid makes units lose % max HP per second, and take more damage, so anything standing on acid gets destroyed in seconds. And the war factory being big means it's got great for its range and coverage on the map, but it also means it's really easy to put acid underneath it. Right, let's not forget we've got smoke again. If I was him, I'd go photon immediately on my war factory because he knows we're going to have acid. Right, let's put the smoke across like this. No, a little bit more over here. Just so it's hard for a single shield to save the entire factory. Because all we need to do is touch the factory with the smoke and it's debuffed. Right, upgrade you, you've earned it. 150 left over, I think we have to push, plus 200, take temporary range, and then level up these Mustangs. And normally when people buy a war factory, the next turn they buy a second. But I think you might even sell the Rhino here and buy 2 more. And then suddenly that's an awful lot of health for us to chew through. But we'll see. Ooh, thank you for the vote of confidence, but we are currently losing. Remember, spectators are always 90 seconds behind. And ooh, we've got a crowd watching. We must be one of the last games to finish. I love it when I can predict my opponent. He sold the big Rhino and doubled down with 2 more war factories. Some good shields, but it's not going to be enough. The smoke will still get through. I almost said fire, but no, fire wouldn't hurt these things. Oh, he leveled this one up as well. That's a lot of HP. I'm not sure acid will be enough. I think he should have taken some combat techs, range and rate of fire. But let's see. Oh, he's got the steel ball, so he's starting to go steel ball production with mechanical division on it as well. If we'd gone melting point, that would have been his answer. Whoa, the level 2 war factory's gone already. Wow. I take back what I said about combat techs. He needs photon emission immediately. Get some acid proofing on those treads. Oh, Scorpion's doing work. All the factories are down. Now everything he's got left is vulnerable to Mustang fire. To bring these aircraft down, they're pretty big though. The rattle of machine gun fire on hulls. Sounds like hail, but it's not hail. That is bullets. Some ricochet off, but some just bore straight through to the engines. Fuel lines, gunnery positions, ammunition stores. There are always weak points when there's this many bullets flying in. The command ship turns its fire to the towers, hoping the smoke obscures the fog of war, but the remnants of our army have no mercy. They're specialists at aircraft destruction, enlisted specifically for this very task. The drills, the practice, the training, it all comes together. Ooh, oil. Shall we make the world burn? Or is just slowing the war factories enough? We'll need the second one from the tower. Expecting him to go this way. If I was him, I'd mobile weaken away from the smoke. Right, We have a lot of money. We've got great anti-air coverage with the Mustangs. We've got decent coverage with the acid. He's going to have to go photon, so we can't rely on the acid this turn. Golden units covered by a photon shield are immune to acid and EMP, and take 30% less damage, which is a lot. Levels on all our Mustangs. He could do a big fire play here as well. So I think we're going to do shields, but quite far back shields. Because if I put them at the front, they're just going to get popped by the war factories. No, you know what? Let's not leave it to chance. Let's have a sacrificial set of crawlers right at the front. An expensive trick as an elite, but we have to do it. I said I'd put the shields further back, but I put them right at the front again. Ooh, it's probably worth upgrading the tower, just so a random snipe doesn't sink us if he goes range on the war factories. 550 left over. I think we have to get another Scorpion, and we'll put him over here just in case this war factory gets mobile beacon this way. And then I think the last 100 is probably best spent on missiles. We've already taken range. If we can clear his chaff, then we hit the war factories immediately. He'll probably put shields down, but I think our Scorpions will pop those pretty quick. Right, this is us. Not the biggest turn ever, but we had to be safe. I think that's everything. Ooh, are the arc lights still doing anything? Oh, okay, 14,000. I was considering selling them, but we don't need to. Right, what's he going for? Ooh, he sold this one which was going to the smoke and bought another 2. Wow. And he's mobile beaconed the command overlord across horizontally. He's gone range on the war factories rather than photon. Interesting. Will it be enough? Oh, a good set of crawls on the flank distracting our Scorpion, so now Acid. And he's concentrating his fire here on the west side of the battlefield. This might give us problems. This is the tower I've not upgraded. Has he got any production on them now? No. Just range and weight of numbers is what he's going for. We're driving over each other's path though, so Acid will get a lot of work done here. Oh, I wish I'd upgraded this tower. That might prove a costly mistake here. Come on, bring down the Overlord before they get a tower. Otherwise it'll make mincemeat of our Scorpions. Our own smoke is working against us now. Same with the oil. A good Kansas City shuffle. They look left, you go right. Come on, get that tower. Has he upgraded it? No. It's still as fragile and flimsy as the day it was first built. Chinese watching us. They're free run enjoyer. Hopefully they get to see us slay some demons. Though these war factories are looking monstrously powerful. Oh no. Has he got us? Has he got us? 2 health! And I haven't saved the video! Oh no! Why do the good games die young? Why do I always forget to record the good ones?
Nuclear launch
I'm sorry.
detected.
Editing DRN here, don't worry about it, I've fixed it. He's just a bit of a muppet. Gets too into things. Well, he's going to nuke us, we're going to nuke him. Ooh. I feel a bit bad for him, he can't move his war factories. He can only sell 1 of them and mobile beacon 2 of them at most. Right, come on, we need to kill these. A nuke will do 70,000 damage, but if he levels these up, they're going to have 250,000 HP. Wish I had double shot for the Scorpions. Right, we need to pick off this distraction set of crawlers. Can expect him to do the same over this side. Ooh, this game is intense. He's got 4 war factories. His economy must be in shambles. He's down 400 a turn, and we've got top supply specialist on top. There's no way he can keep up with us. We've just got to keep the pressure on and not die. We don't need to panic. Let's stick to our guns, we've got this. We could ignite the oil. I think I want to go EMP though on the Stormcallers. Might seem a bit weird, but disabling the war factory's range means we win the end of the round because the Scorpion will be able to kill it from outside of its range. And they'll move at a snail's pace. Drop another set of Stormcallers over here. We don't have to worry about the distraction crawlers, they're going to be dead from a missile. Another Scorpion about here. He's level 2, so he'll hit harder than our base ones. Let's upgrade the tower. And then we need to shield. We really need to shield. This is where the nuke's going to land. He'll try and clear a path to our tower. Let's try and protect our level 2 Scorpion on this side as well. And yes, we've got to sell this arc light. We need the shield. Actually, let's mobile beacon these guys across. I need to restock our Mustangs if the front set get killed. And this is us. Oh, the reeds! I saved the Mustangs which were going to get nuked. I think I might have saved this. Scorpion and Stormcaller as well. He's cheating, he's cheating! How does he know where I'm going to nuke? I actually guessed the opposite side, but it's fine. He's got the golden shields. Photon is in effect. But only with the blood of thousands can the golden throne project its power. Has he saved the chosen ones? All 4 factories. Oh, what a game! I have no idea who's won. I think our shield held, which bodes well. I can't see anything. Have we won? Did we win? The smoke clears, revealing the battered form of 2 factories, the last vestiges of a once great army. The EMP rockets disable the cannons, interfering with both the piloting and the gunnery controls. Have we survived? Have we won? Don't jinx it, don't jinx it, don't jinx it. Yes! GG. Oh, that was scary. I can't believe we won with 2 HP. Whew! Against 2000 MMR. Oh, that was a great game. No, that was a fantastic game. Oh, that was a really tough game. I knew he was planning on going War Factory just from the spacing of his chaff and the fact he was Giant Specialist from the start. His air pivot kind of threw me a little bit. I was very surprised he took Subsidized Mustang, and I was just scratching my head as to why he'd done it. I think he'd done it because he thought I was going to do it, and then he'd try and mirror match me and expect me to go there with it. But, I'm not sure. I think our Mustangs were the carries this game. Like, it doesn't look like it. They've only got, 250,000 damage. only. But they dealt with the entire airwave, and they were strong enough to put pressure on all of the war factories and clear the chaff. I loved his photon emission on all the war factories. This guy wasn't quite close enough. We'll pretend we didn't see that. He needed this to be 1 square further to the left to be in the 100 range. But we were lucky with our nuke positioning that he couldn't abandon ship and change out of this position, so we hit so much value with our nuke compared to what he hit with his nuke, and I was kind of predicting what he was going to do here, because he was leaving this open as weak, so he knew our units were going to progress forwards on this side, and then probably cluster about here to try and fight off this corner, this flank of his main force. So I positioned them to set these guys to run sideways, try and avoid it, and I got lucky there with it. Scorpions with acid are very, very strong versus War Factory, so you kind of have to go photon from some source to protect them, which is why I was very impressed when I saw the Overlord with it. I think he used reposition. No, he didn't. He just sold and rebought. Fair enough. I'll be honest, I'm not a fan of Wraiths without armor. I think you have to go armor on Wraith, otherwise you're going to run into Mustangs every day of the week. And I think he should have been selling these Wasps. I don't think they were getting much value for him. I'm not sure if EMP on the Stormcallers did much. Oh, wow, we are over. We have gone straight to our next round, because I've talked for too long. 35 MMR, that feels good. Whew, thanks, dude. That was a satisfying game. We've advanced to the next round. We've got 20 seconds until the game starts. Look at that, 2 HP survival. What a game. Well, thank you for watching as always. I'm going to have to stop here. Sorry I missed the first round of this game. I'm trying to get better at keeping an eye on the clock, but sometimes I just get sucked in and get too in the moment. Thank you for watching as always. Hope you had some fun, and I'll see you in the next video for the next round.